What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for a live, so to speak, or at least an unedited version of first time opening up the Square Golf Launch Monitor, Home Edition it says. Basically this video is going to be unboxing it, showing you guys what it looks like when you get one, if you order one, taking everything out, setting it up, aligning it, trying to connect it to my computer, hit some shots on the range, and then seeing if we can get it connected to GSPro. Not sure how long this will be. It's not necessarily like a competition to see how fast I can do this. I'm going to take my time setting stuff up. I have a couple things I'm going to bring out, but basically just kind of a unedited version of a walkthrough of me doing this for the very first time. So real quick before we get into it, I do just want to mention shout out to Gary over at Golfy, the YouTube channel Golfy, Golffe, Golfy. Spike's Blue Collar Sim Golf. He's changed his name a couple times, but it's something like that. And then also now Joe Legowski. All three of those people for posting some really good videos about the Square. If it wasn't for those guys, I wouldn't have even known about it and known about its capabilities. It looks pretty awesome. So this is going to be my very first time. It just came today. Haven't even taken the launch monitor out or anything. I did try to, before this, it comes with 1,000 welcome credits. I did try to put that in, but it said the launch monitor has to be connected for me to do that, so I guess I'll do that at a later time. And the only thing I did to prep this, obviously, I had to set this up. If you guys caught my earlier video, that should be Monday. You should be seeing this on Wednesday. Had to set all this up. The projector is running. I have a light on me just so you can see what's going. I may turn that off when I start hitting shots just so the projector looks a little bit better. But all I did was download the Square Golf software, which took like 2 seconds. Made an account, so I registered. You can see like the login screen right now. And I just downloaded the GSPro connector, which is on their website. So those three minor things. And shout out to those guys, like I said. And let's get into it. So it actually came from FedEx. It came really well packaged. I bought this on the UK website. It was on back order for a while, so it took a while for the stock for them to actually get it. But by the time it shipped, I think it only took about 3 days for it to get here, which is pretty quick. So it came wrapped in almost like black plastic. There was another box on the outside of this, just a regular like cardboard box, just like a brown cardboard box, and then it came with this. So the only thing that was in here, I'd want to kind of include everything if you guys want to be expecting of what you would get. It just came with a little pamphlet saying SimSpace golf enclosures. I guess Square's partnered with them. That's for like a full enclosure. If you want to, you can book a demo. If you want to buy a full enclosure, I kind of built one. But let's get into it. Opening this thing up. I will get a little bit closer just to show. Hopefully I can see this on camera, but that's how. Hopefully it's not too dark. It is kind of dark over here. That's how the box looks. Maybe that won't be the best way to do it. Maybe here. That's how the box looks. It comes in a sleeve like this. So we'll go ahead and take this off. Kind of doing this on the fly here, so my apologies if I'm out of frame or you can't see anything quite great. But so it can come with that sleeve, and then if we go ahead and open this up, I'll get a little bit closer here in a second. If you open it up, I never had the X-Putt, but these are the same makers from the X-Putt, which a lot of people have talked about. You open this up, packaged really well, good presentation. Go ahead and fold that. So it comes, again, I'll get closer to show you guys, but it comes with the swing stick up top, which before I forget, I'm probably only going to use this literally one time just to test it. In the future, it would be cool if Square, I know this is the home edition, as the box says, it would be cool if Square offered an option just for like these things at the bottom, just so like basically the launch monitor, similar to like I'm a Garmin R10 user. I still have my Garmin, that's not going anywhere, but if they could even offer like $50 cheaper and not include the swing stick, I think a lot of these people like me, if you have a simulator, you're not going to get a ton of use out of that. So if they happen to stumble across this video, could be an option that they could consider of just leaving that out and reducing the price a little bit. But it comes with the swing stick up top, remote control, launch monitor in the middle, the removable battery, and the Square Soft proprietary golf balls, which improves the readings and they're preferred to use, but you don't have to use them. But we'll get into that when we test it. Let me see, just so you guys can see, hopefully that that's showing. But that's basically what the box will look like when you open it up. So I guess first things first, we'll take out the swing stick. Again, I'm just going to put this aside. I'll probably use it. Maybe if I have like younger friends and family, if they want to try it out and not actually hit balls, maybe they'll try it out, and I'll probably use it once, but that's going to be about it. It is pretty, it's pretty heavy. I mean, it's short. Kind of reminds me, I have the Oculus. I don't have the attachment for the controller, but kind of reminds me of that, of the VR Oculus. It is pretty heavy, so we'll take this out. I'm going to have stuff all over the place here. It's double wrapped. I guess I won't take that off. That's just protecting the grip, just to probably keep it nice and texturized and soft and rubbery. But this is the swing stick, so I guess you hold it like this. And again, if you're don't have the full space to be able to hit actual balls, you can do this. I'm not sure if you can putt with it or not, but maybe we'll test that in another video. I'm gonna plan on going through all the paces here, trying out the putting, chipping, everything. There's some, looks like metal weights in it. If I get a little bit closer, maybe that's kind of what it looks like. Again, there's plastic still on the grip. I'll leave that on for now because I'm not going to be using this. But that's the swing stick. If you don't have room to either don't have room or don't want to hit, I guess I'll leave this off. If you don't want to hit actual shots, again, I'm doing this kind of on the fly. I don't want to break anything. But we'll put that back in the box and we'll leave this aside. Alright, up next, I guess we'll leave the launch monitor for last because that's what everyone wants to see. But up next, I probably should have brought a table over here. Up next, we'll take out the remote control. I have seen a couple of these unboxing videos, so I'm kind of familiar with what's in here. I did actually too. I tried to take out the battery and I was going to charge it. Just so we could have everything ready to go, but apparently the USB-C port is on the actual launch monitor. This thing is just removable and it like clicks in for the battery. So I was trying to test it, or I was going to try to charge it, so I was all ready to go just in case there's no charge on it. But I do have an external battery pack, so I'll probably end up plugging it in maybe, just so if there's no juice in it. But as far as the remote control, there's seemingly a bunch of stuff in here. So there is 2 batteries for the remote. The square golf, like I said before, I tried to enter those credits. I'll have to do that after the fact. And then these 3M stickers, those go on your club for the club data. So you stick them on. There's a measurement. You stick them on your club. They're kind of, I mean, not ideal. Obviously, it would be nice if you could do it without those, but you can get club data if you put those on your clubs. Comes with a lanyard or 2. That's probably for the swing stick so the thing doesn't go flying. USB-C charger. The remote, which I'll probably not use. Don't really have any desire necessarily for that, but I guess it's nice that they include it. And then the user manual. So we'll put this stuff back. Don't really need any of this. Try to keep stuff in order. Battery, not much to look at with the battery, but we are going to need that, so we'll take that out and leave that over here. It is nice though how they package it. Everything's labeled individual. Comes in a plastic bag, and again, pretty hefty lithium-ion battery. I don't know what it's rated for. You can just plug it in and you can use it while you're charging it. So like I said, I took this out earlier and I was looking for the USB port, but it doesn't have one on here. So this basically just clicks into the unit, from what I understand, and then there must be a port on the back to charge it. But that's the battery. Up next, I'll take both of these out, and I'll put this over here. Again, a pile of stuff over here. Up next, we'll take a look at the golf balls. I'm planning on using, I think it comes with 3. I'm planning on using 2 of them, and then I'm going to keep 1 brand new just so in the future I can look at. I don't want to use any Sharpie dots because apparently that's terrible for the screen. You'll leave black marks all over the screen. But I will look into getting some like black stickers to put on possibly some balls and try to make my own so I don't have to keep. That's one thing. Same thing with the MLM2 Pro. The big thing with this Square unit, it doesn't have any subscriptions, which is really nice. It has the credit system, but that's only for the Square courses. You do have to use the balls, unfortunately, if you want better readings. You don't have to. You can use regular balls, but it would be nice in the future if either Square or another unit comes out with something like more of a premium unit. Again, I'm in the budget launch monitor like family, going from the Garmin R10 to this. I'm guilty of it myself, but I feel like a lot of people try to compare things to the gold standard like GC Quad, TrackMan. I mean, that's pretty out there, but even at like a $3,000 to $5,000 unit up to $10,000, you can't expect a unit for $700 to be able to do all the capabilities of one of those higher end units. But Square golf balls. This is from Satin 9, I guess makes it. There's like some emoji figures on here. There's like a flamingo. Says it's new long range line of perfect alignment, urethane cover, soft feeling. I believe it's a 3-piece long shot for consistency, improved distance, enabled by driver shot, maximum trajectory driven by 332 dimples. And there's a little chart showing what it can do. But you've probably seen these, just the dots printed on them. But this is what we're looking at for the ball. Again, I know that I have the light over there, so you can actually see what I'm doing. But that's the dots. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots, kind of in like a, I don't even know what you call it, like a hexagon almost pattern. But I'm going to see if I can put my own dots. These are actually, having these in my hand, the dots are smaller than I expected. So I'm glad I didn't buy any dots, any black dots before, just to try to test it out. So I know it's dark over here, but that's the dimple pattern for the dots. So we'll leave one of those over here as well. And for the coup de grace, so to speak, the launch monitor, I haven't even taken it out. All I did, I have a 2 kind of makeshift protective covers over here that I'm going to test out. That's going to be part of the setup process. All I did was I took this box and I put it under there. I bought a plastic container today at Walmart just to put over it, and then I have a milk crate. I'll show you guys that. I'll set it up, but I have a milk crate that's going to go over it. So I just wanted to make sure I put this down and put the plastic cover over it to make sure it would fit, and it does. So let's open up the launch monitor. Wrapped in plastic. This thing is pretty tiny. Wrapped in plastic, and there we go. I remember watching Joe's video, and he was saying that it didn't feel super hefty, and I would probably agree with that. It does feel kind of light. There's a little bit of weight to it. He was kind of tapping on it. This metal on the side seems pretty thin, so I would concur with what he was saying. For $700, I mean, the Garmin feels pretty hefty. I can't speak to the other units, but you do just part of the feeling. I mean, if it works good, who really cares? But you do kind of like it would feel a little bit heavier with the battery in it, so I'll click that in. But you do kind of want to feel like you have a very robust, solid product for the money that you spent. So there's a sleeve over the top, protective sleeve. I'll take that off. And there's, I think, the infrared lights in the middle. I don't know if you can see some of that. And then there's dual cameras, top and bottom. Bluetooth button on the top, power button. The alignment stick, which I'll need to do, comes out of the back. And then that's where the battery goes in. And USB ports on the side. So I'll probably plug it in just real quick. Hopefully there's a little bit of a charge. But let's click the battery in here, and then I'll set up, hopefully, my little makeshift protective cover. I'm more so worried. I know it's they designed it in an area where it should be virtually impossible to hit a shank that bad to be able to hit it. I have a part of the user manual printed out with the dimensions and the distances it has to be. But it's more so because I have 2 screens here, and this isn't like the finalized setup. I know you guys in this one you can see the roof or like the beams above. I'm gonna have probably some more another black tarp to cover that, and have the hospital track sliding, like the track, I guess you would call it, just so this entire net that's in a U shape, I'll be able to slide it kind of like a shower curtain and tuck it away. But we'll put that there, and might as well get out this battery pack. Well, I'll probably pull out there's some lights. Looks like it's not necessarily a scratch, but there was it's almost kind of some residue on the top. I don't know what that's all about. I guess we're going to need this alignment stick, so might as well take that out. I did hear that the square, someone tested it. I'm in a couple Facebook groups. Someone tested it with white shoes, and apparently they said it didn't work great, so I'm a little bit worried about this light white line down the middle, but hopefully that doesn't cause an issue. Let's slide this battery pack in. And just slides in and clicks in. So, like I said, might as well, we'll just put this over here to the side for the time being and just plug this USB-C in from the external battery pack. Flashed. Is there a light? Oh, there's a green light on the side. I'm assuming that means it's currently charging. I don't know. I haven't read the user manual. I don't know if that turns off when it's fully charged, but I figure, at least for the next couple minutes or so, let it charge up a little bit and be ready to go. I'll take that protective cover off. Maybe it'll even work. Probably wouldn't be the worst thing to leave it on. Maybe it'll still work. I don't know. But basically, this alignment stick will have to go try to align it exactly where I want the middle line to be. And while I'm thinking about it, might as well take out a couple fiberglass, I think it is. They're basically like snow plowing guides. A lot of people use them for, but I have a couple of these in my bag. Not that I've really used them, but we can line it up. I think the hitting area will be more this way, so we'll probably align it kind of towards that, right towards, I'm probably blocking it, but there's a grommet there. I'll probably go like that, but who knows if I'm doing even half of this stuff right. But real quick, I did want to do a little bit of housekeeping just from the previous video. I misspoke. I was guessing of how far I was from this mat to the screen. Like I mentioned, I tried using the Garmin before, and it did not work because of all the radar interference and also because of the distance I am to the screen. And I was guessing I was like 5, 6, 7 feet, but I actually took the tape measure out after I just recorded that because I was curious. And to the front of the screen, to this middle line, I'm only at like 4 feet 8 inches. So not very far. Definitely not enough space for the Garmin. And this thing looks pretty awesome too. So the Garmin will be solely used for outdoor times, and this thing can only be used inside. I did talk to the Square Golf people, and there's some conflicting information. People were saying that it was if you use it outside, they say all over the place, indoor use only, which it is. But there was conflicting information out there, people saying that the sunlight would damage it. I asked them, because I was debating, before I bought this, I was debating on trying to get a bunch of shade in the backyard, trying to set it up to where I could use this outside before I built this whole thing out. And they said that the sunlight doesn't damage it, it's just you're not going to be able to get readings. So it'll probably register like 1 every 15 shot, which basically makes it useless. But from what they said, I don't know who knows if they were correct in their information, but from the person I talked to, they said that the sunlight won't damage the cameras in the unit. It just won't work very well, so keep that in mind. I know we're still on the welcome screen here, but as far as protective measures, we'll see if this works, but my thinking was I just wanted something to put over it. I know people, I think Spike, Sim Golf, Blue Collar Sim Golf, he's selling some 3D printed covers. Golfy, I saw, made one. He basically made a wooden frame with some like plexiglass over the middle just to protect it. But kind of just used, I had the milk crate here, and I bought this at Walmart for like, I think it was like $8. It's kind of scratched up, which I wasn't happy about, but this was literally the only one on the shelf, so I kind of had to do what I had to do. But my thinking is I'm going to put this here. I just put some duct tape over the top just so no balls got through there, but I'm basically going to put this here. I'm going to have to push that back and get out the measurements and then put the unit inside that and this thing over the unit. So this should protect it if that's in there like that. If I somehow hit a shank that bad, that should at least crack that thing and not the unit. And then any kind of bounce back off of the net should hit the milk crate and not be able to damage anything. So I guess we'll measure and then we'll turn the unit on. So like I said, I printed out this page of the user manual. Hopefully you can see some of that. So it's basically the measurements. It's all in centimeters, and I'm in the U.S. here, so I use inches. So I basically did the conversion and wrote it down beforehand. I know it's dark over here, but this is basically the page. It was page 10 from the user manual. So basically, it needs to be 42 centimeters from where the unit is to where you're swinging back this way. If you're using the swing stick, you're going to be basically right in front of it, and if you're hitting balls, basically the ball needs to be back here with the unit more in front. So 42 centimeters, which comes out to 16.535 inches. So it needs to be 16 inches this way, which I'll push that thing back. And then from there, from right directly in front of the unit, it needs to be 23 centimeters back this way. That's to the middle of the hitting section. So the square where your hitting area is 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters, which is 5.9 inches. So just shy of 6 inches that you have a square to hit from. And it needs to be 23 inches back, like I said, which is about 9 inches. So let's figure out where this thing should go. Again, I thought it'd be kind of cool to do this kind of on the fly. It does need to be flush, so I have a gym tile here, and I have a box underneath it, and this milk crate is basically as flush. It's very, very close. It's as flush as I can make it to this mat, so that should be good. Let's see if we measure from like this ball, which I probably want to hit from like right in here. It needs to be 16 inches, so that can come, that's here, which isn't bad. Probably here is a little bit better, so that's about 16 right there. And then if it's right there, it needs to be, well, 16 and a half, but close enough. It needs to be 9 inches back this way from the middle of this. So there, yeah, right there. So that should be good right there. And if I just put the unit in right to here, that should work. There's a little bit of cutout. I may need to cover that, but let's fire this thing up, log in, and see if we can start hitting some shots. So I'll keep this square ball over here for now. We'll just use a regular one. I have a brand new sleeve. Might as well for this take out the last new ball. Shout out to my Uncle Tony for these. He got me these for last Christmas, Callaway Chrome Softs. Don't want to be putting any marks on my brand new screen with Sharpie or balls that are dirty. So those measurements should be good. I'll leave that here. Let's unplug this, get it inside of there, and see if that's actually going to work. Should we try it? I guess we'll try it. Let's try it with the that little plastic sleeve on it. I know you're supposed to take it off, but I feel like if it'll go through there, that remains to be seen. If it goes through this plastic thing, it should go through here too. Eventually, I'll probably get used to it and take it off and not be too worried about it, but it is brand spanking new, as you just saw out of the box. So if I scratch it or drop it or knock it over or anything, it would be nice to have a little bit extra protection on it. But let's see if this thing will actually go in here, and we'll turn it on. So of course, I guess I can move it. Of course, it's right. There's like the handles here for this thing. Of course, it's right where the handle is. I guess I could push it back more. That's a little more stable. I don't know if I love that. Again, doing this on the fly here. Then that needs to be closer though. Not that it's going to get in the way. I guess we'll try it here. I don't think it'll fall over. Alright, we'll try that. Like I said, this thing had scratches on some of the sides. That one looks like the best one. So we'll go there, and how do I turn this thing on? Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do that. That thing is right on the handle, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to move this and get the tape measure back. I'm going to have to kind of offset it, I think. So that should be able to still go there. That'll be fine. Again, my problem is I have this handle, so of course right in the middle, that's right where that thing is. Eventually maybe I'll cover that. So I could put it here, but then this thing needs to be closer, so I'm thinking off to the side. So we'll go here, and we'll measure from this ball again. So what did I say, 16 and a half? 16 and a half that way. So that's good there. And then, but it's going to need to be up this way. And then 23 centimeters, which is 9 inches back this way. So from there, all right, that should be good there. So let's turn this on. I'm going to have to move it a little bit anyways when I do the alignment. All right, I clicked it. It flashed once. There's a yellow light on the top now. Let's put that in there. Let's see if this thing will go over it. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, I don't know if it's perfectly straight or not, but I can just twist the milk crate. That should, at least for this test, work out all right, I think. Maybe I should slide it just a little. I don't know. We'll try that. So let's go back to the computer. It should find it pretty quick. I know the left side's getting cut off, so press continue. There it is. We'll click on it, and I think that was about it. So, all right, device firmware update required. Press the update button to proceed. We'll update it. Should be pretty quick. Maybe not. It's going, but let's see if I turn this off. Like I said, when I start hitting shots, I may turn this off, but just so you can see me. I need a new projector, but yeah, it's significantly better. This light is just washing out the projector. I mean, it does work. It's dark now, so it does look better. I'll probably turn that off, although over there is pretty dark. That's definitely a lot brighter. Maybe, can I angle this? Maybe down more so it's not hitting as much of the... That's a little bit better. Still kind of tough to read it, but I'm used to looking at the laptop screen anyways. All right, we're at 53%. Let's double check. It's about 16 from the middle of the unit. It's about 9. That should be in the hitting zone, so we should be good there. Hopefully the thing has enough juice. I didn't look. I probably should have looked to see what the battery life was before I did this update. It says don't turn it off. Hopefully it has enough power just to be able to stay on and finish this update. Oh, it says 85% up there. That might be getting cut off, but at least that's good. At least it came with some, and I charged it for a couple minutes. So, all right, we're at 92%. We're getting there. I am very excited to hit these first couple shots. So, I guess here, the center line is going to have to be even more this way. All right, it just blinked. Are we back? Updating. Again, who knows? I haven't tested any of this. This is doing it on the fly. So it's possible that it doesn't like the light. Possibly it doesn't like the milk crate. Possibly it doesn't like the plastic container over the top. But I'm going to try my best, at least for the beginning, to protect it. Just in case I hit a shank. There's another one? Or is that it? Alright, that was it. No device. Did it disconnect itself? It should have finished. Unless it disconnected and now I got to connect to it again. Red light's on, it's blinking. Alright, there it is again. Now, I think we're back. So, settings. Here's the setting menu. Swing stick is off. BGM. I don't know what that is. Sound effects on. Swing stick putter off. Quality's high. We'll go to miles per hour, and we're going to go yards and feet. Golf ball, I've been seeing Gary over at Golfy, and I've seen other people too when they've done comparisons. They think that the square is a little bit short on distance, so they recommended doing the distance ball at plus 10% on the distance. I'll leave it on the normal just for now. Actually, I'll leave it at normal. I'm probably just going to hit some approach wedges, pitching wedges, that kind of thing. Target alignment, so let's try that. This thing needs to be, so we'll go there. This thing needs to be, oh, my backside was kind of in the way there, but that's close to where it should be. Is it registering or no? Is it not even picking it up? All right, it needs to be in like right directly in front of it, so I think I'm too far back. So it needs to be, is it picking that up? No, it is not. Maybe this thing's messing with it. Yeah, it must have been that. Alright, so it's saying that's pretty close. When I watched Joe's video, it was bouncing around between left 0.1 and right like 0.1. I'm at 0.2 right now. I mean, for this test, it's actually facing a little bit more that way. So it would be about there. That straightened it out. Left 1.1. I know you're supposed to move the unit. I'm just trying to figure out if this thing... Alright, that's pretty straight. How far are we now? We're left. So I'm going to rotate the milk crate. Just a fraction that way. Do we get a little bit closer, or do we make that worse? I think I got to go the other way. .1. These things are temperamental. I'm literally moving it as little as I possibly can. All right, we're getting closer. Still a little bit more. All right. I think for this test, that's about as good as it's going to get. So we're going to leave it right there. So that should be good to go. Get this out of here, and let's, I think, hit a shot. I don't know how long this video has been going. Again, this isn't exactly like a speed test to see how quick you can possibly get this thing up and running. This is more so, oh, we're down to 75% on the battery. This is more so just me setting it up, showing you guys what it takes to kind of go through it the first time. And apparently it's working. At least it picked up the alignment stick. It worked with the milk crate. It worked with that that plastic protective cover over the front of it, and it worked in the plastic container on top of that. So, do we have to change anything else here? Or can we go to the range? Driving range, tracking, or fixed? So the fixed, this is like when you hit the ball. Fixed means it just like shows the ball going out. You can't really see it. I think tracking is what we want. And we're going to go to graphic mode. And here's the signature square range. So I know the camera or the projector is kind of washed out, but you can kind of see the yacht up there a little bit. Let's try an approach wedge and see if this thing actually registers. Probably would have helped if I warmed up before, but we'll hit some shots and then we'll see if we can get GSPro to work. So I guess I'll leave it right there. In my center line, I'm lined up pretty much. So if you see this ripple right here, I'm lined up probably like a couple inches that way. So I'm out towards there. Okay. No good on the first one. Is it picking up the ball? It's picking up the ball. So you see, I guess you guys can't see. I know the left side's getting cut off. It's moving the ball around. All right, there we go. Maybe I wasn't in the area. It's picking up the ball. Oh, there we go. All right. All right, I like that. What do we get on that? 87 yards of carry. Run, it went backwards. So it spun back. 9,700 on the spin. 34 on the launch angle. Launched it left, and it was basically a little baby draw, which I've been kind of working on. Ball speed was 78.5. All right. That's pretty cool. And again, one of the strong points about this unit is, let me get the mouse out of the way. I'll move that to the side. One of the strong points of this unit is how fast it registers. Like if you guys saw, as soon as I hit that, the ball was off. All right, I'm kind of looking. My laptop's pretty far back just so I don't have anything that could possibly hit it. I'm going to have to kind of figure out exactly where this thing likes to be. But let's try another one. That was a shank. I've actually been swinging it here without my shoes on. I like the feeling of just having the socks on. All right. Basically, I know, again, the left side is getting cut off. That one I shanked, but that was launch direction 18.4. That was partially off the Hosel. 22 degrees on the launch angle, 63.9 on the ball speed. And there's a little bit of a square thing that pops up showing where the ball is. So it's reading where the ball is. Backspin on that one, because that was so bad, was only 4,500 and only went 62 yards. That's another shank. What do we get on that one? 80 yards total. I did hit some shots yesterday. I put this milk crate here, and it wasn't messing with me, but now that I have a $700 unit in front of me, maybe that's part of it. Still, that was kind of thin. It wasn't a super shank, but that wasn't great. 86 on that one. I mean, hey, at least it's registering. It's picking it up, and these feel like they're off to the right. So at least that was a little bit better. Should be about a hundo. 95. Let's see. Let's grab the pitching wedge. That was my approach wedge. Still, these are my first swings here. Pitching wedge, I usually play in the neighborhood if I hit this well. Played in the neighborhood of about 130, 135, occasionally 140. All right. Decent strike. I don't know if my speed's necessarily 100% there. All right, 109. And again, I'm using just that normal ball. I wonder if I mean, the extra 10%, that would put us up to 129 on that one. That's probably, like Gary's been saying over at Golfy. Go check out his channel. I think he was one of the first people to have this square. There is a ready. I've heard it. There is a speaker built into this thing. I wonder if how do I get out of here? Can I turn that on? Just so I know. I keep looking back. So we'll quit this. Quit to the main menu. Yes. Settings. Sound effects on. I don't know if the ready comes from the unit or if because I have the HDMI plugged in, I'm not getting the audio on my computer. I guess I can switch the audio quick and see if that comes back. Kind of hesitant now that I have the thing set up and aligned. I don't want to like take that cover off and see if I have to turn the volume up or anything on the actual unit. But let's hopefully that doesn't mess with my actual recording in the audio. Let's try that. Sound effect on. I might as well change. All right, now I can hear the clicks. Go back to the driving range. It is pretty quick and snappy. Let's see if. Oh, I heard it from the computer. So the ready comes from. I thought there was a speaker built in. Maybe there's not. I thought the ready came from the actual unit, not from the speakers on like your computer. But I just heard the ready. So if I move this. Yeah, ready. I could hear it from back there. All right. I'll hit another pitching wedge. That was right, and that was thin and heely. Not quite off the hosel, but that wasn't great. 107 on that one. That's about right for how bad I hit that. Again, still testing out the net and the. Oh, we got the birds over there. Still testing out the net and everything. So eventually, when I set up those hospital curtain tracks, this thing's gonna lay straight. And I've heard to get these kind of ripples and like the creases out, if you use a blow dryer, it works to get them out. So I'll have to do that, but. That was a better strike. Felt a little bit left. It did come out left. That should be, all right, 121 on that one. $118. 120. I'm not putting a whole lot of stock in these numbers I'm getting just because I'm not exactly warmed up and swinging great, and I'm still kind of feel like I'm babying it. A little bit of indoor swing syndrome going on. I think I did change it to the plus 10 though, didn't I? Did I change the ball? Load session, tracking. What is quick? I think I did change it. Yeah, I did. Distance plus 10. All right, we'll go back in. We'll go to 9 iron. Usually I play this to about 150, 155 total. That was low and thin. That might be 140-ish, 132. A lower launch on that one. 136. Pretty much no rollout on these. That was thin. These are just some bad strikes. That thing is in the corner of my eye, though, corner of my mind. Healy. Almost Hosel again. That's going to be short right. Also not a very good strike. But I got to play around with it and get used to hitting this. 136 on that. So even with the plus 10, it seems a little bit. Not that I'm hitting these great, but I'd like to see one close to that 150 number. Man, probably tell by the sound on that. I'm just catching these towards the hosel. It's a little bit better, but I caught it a little chunky. All right, 139. We're getting there. I think this is definitely more so me in the way I'm swinging versus the unit. I'm going to do more thorough tests, and if I think it's long or short, I'll let you guys know. But shank. This is a poor showing, swing-wise. Low again. 135. Healy again. I mean, the fact that it registers so fast and it is picking these up, these are just poor shots. One 133. There's not very good strikes. Even that was thin again and Healy. I don't know if I got 150 in me right now for the 9-iron. Is this going to be too dark if I turn this off? Yeah, I can't even see the ball. Screen looks better though. Still chunky. Came out a little bit left. All right. Let's try GSPro. I want to be hitting shots for a while. See if I can get up to my regular stock yardages in some of these. But I guess we'll leave it on. Let's get out of this. You're going to see probably a black screen for a second once I fire up GSPro. Quit to the main menu. We're at 63%, so it is going down. It's probably equalizing a little bit. It probably didn't come with the most amount of battery life in it, but I'll probably charge it and then give it another go. I wonder if, again, you're seeing some of these wind stuff over here. I wonder if this is affecting some of the distances, but let's log out. Yes. Let's quit this. I'm going to, I don't know if that needs to be open or not, but I guess we'll find out. Open up. I think you guys are probably seeing a black screen right now. Yeah, you are. I just opened up the connector. It's showing Scan Connect, GSPro Connect. So I opened up the connector. Let's launch GSPro. This is the new version of GSPro 2. I haven't even, I opened it up and updated it, but I haven't hit any balls with this new version yet. Don't know if the Square software has to be open in order for the connector to work, but where'd the connector go? Closed out. Alright, so it's GSPro connected. Connected GSPro, start scan, scanned. Alright, there we go. So I had to scan for it, and now I'm showing 2 green dots. This is just a little piece of software to be able to use GSPro. So this is my first time doing this. Apparently the range looks awesome, but we go to practice range. You guys should be seeing this now, I think, on the screen. I know the projector's not much to look at, but yeah, GSPro is showing. So in theory, should just be able to hit shots now, same way I just did on the square range. This should just work, and be able to hit shots on the GSPro range instead. So I think these do look pretty cool. All the layout here in this range. If I press O, no, can't do a flyover. J doesn't work either. I think my settings are still, I think I'm probably still at the 2,000 feet altitude from what I use with the Garmin. Where does that show? Course setup, scoring. Yeah, 2,000 feet. All right, let's see if this works. Ooh, it was a little audible ding on GSPro, or maybe that was the connector. Low. $129. That was still another poor strike, but that seems a little more like it with the 2,000. Shank. This is going to get some getting used to, or take some getting used to, rather. That was toey. To draw, though. Rolling out to about 138. That was toey and chunky. That's a little more like it. Still haven't felt like I've hit one at all these shots. Still haven't felt like I hit one good. That was a little bit better. Makes you wonder, too. Some of these have been coming out more towards the left, almost like relatively straight draws. Makes you wonder on some of those readings I've been getting with the R10 throughout the years, but 136 on that one. This is still my 9-iron. A little bit closer, 138. This, though, it gets rid of now. From what I understand with the GSPro, it goes back to the normal ball. So we were using the plus 10% towards the end of that range session. Now this is using the normal ball, and I'm using the 2,000 feet altitude. So shank. That's a cardboard box back there. You heard on that one. Hey, at least, though, it's working with the, that plastic sleeve over the top of it. I could probably take that off. Maybe I'll just leave it. But it's working with the milk crate, and it's working with the plastic container over it. It'd be nice if I didn't keep hitting these so far off the hosel, but that was a little bit better. Still a little bit chunky. $136. This thing is quick, though. And I like that audible little ding. $144. Still seems a little bit short. That one was probably the best struck one out of all of them. Still seems a little bit short. I'd expect a little bit closer to 150 on that. But again, still could be me with the new unit right in front of me, not quite used to it. Still inside. I've been hitting shots here, but it's just been into the net or into the screen, and it feels like if I'm hitting good shots or not. But shank. I'll tell you what, it picks up the shanks pretty good. But hey, it works with GSPro. Shank again. Or at least just partial shank. It's got to be mostly me, obviously, on those type of shots. This thing, though, I'm going to have to push this back if I'm going to want to hit driver. Drivers are going to have to be more over here. Will it register over there or no? No, it's too far. Chunky again. These are all like coming out left and drawing, though. Yeah, it makes you wonder with some of those R10 readings I was getting. Could be, though, because I feel like this thing's crowding me. It could be coming more from the inside. Let's see if I can open this up and hit a fade. Or shank it. I think it's also, too, because the alignment, that's straight there. So I am hitting these starting left compared to where it thinks straight is. That could be part of it. 139. That was better contact on that one. At least that one was a little bit closer to the 150. That felt like a better strike. And I've been trying to line up and hit it more towards the right. So probably starting it a little more closer to that start line is probably helping out a little bit too, I would think. But most importantly, the thing works, and it works with GSPro. That was chunky and a little bit heely again. .137, 143. So I'm gonna have to mess around with it. I guess, just for the sake of it, I haven't hit this yet. Not that this should matter a ton. We'll try a couple just with the square ball itself, and then I'll wrap this up. This has probably been going on long enough, and at this point I'm kind of just hitting balls. But .143. So that one I'm going to look on the screen over here. That one should have picked up. It should have populated. Oh, I know the left side's getting cut off, but spin axis 1.2, side spin, total spin, not picking up the club speed. That's one thing that the unit doesn't do, the club speed, which is unfortunate. They're talking about doing that for another update, but all right, I'm back to fading it now with the actual square balls. Hopefully it's not putting black marks on my brand new screen. That was a draw spin on that one. 144. I don't know. I'll have to mess with it. I'm going to probably, once I wrap this video up, I'll probably go back to the square range, try to see, even with the 10%, how I'm thinking that's going, and then work my way back to GSPro again. I guess just for the sake of it, hit an 8-iron or 2. Usually play this to about 160, 165, but I don't know. Distances, a little bit depressing seeing everything go about a club short, but this is more so probably me than what the unit's registering. That was chunky, low, and thin. .155 though. It rolled out almost 10 yards. For that strike, that was a pretty poor strike. I'm kind of surprised that went that far. A little bit scuffy again. Came out kind of low. 149 carry, 156. Could be the no shoes too. That could be some of it. .158. I mean, it's picking up every single shot though, and quick. shank. All right, one more decent 8-iron, then we'll wrap this up, and I'll get in here and figure out some of these shots. 112-yard 8-iron, and that, how far to the right did that go? Way right. I don't know if it has the yardage, how far left or right it went. That was horrendous. That one was either a no read, or I'm thinking that probably the ball wasn't where it should have been. I mean, it feels like I'm swinging at these pretty hard. 155. Just feels like it's about a club down, but again, could be me, could be the shoes, could be a lot of things. I'm not going to draw any conclusions on this first go. And these strikes haven't been necessarily the best either. I don't love that. So I can see here, from when I've hit a couple of these, I was looking at this ball. There's the red square logo, and I must have made contact with it. And even on this, there's like a little bit of a dirty mark, despite these being brand new. And there's a little bit of a red mark I just saw. I'll have to see when I turn the lights all the way on. It did look like there was a red mark over here somewhere from a couple of these. So I'm not super dead set on using these. They make it more accurate, but to me, I'd rather just pick the ball that I want to use anyways and not worry about leaving possible marks on my brand new screen. This is going from bad to worse. All right, 154. I'm going to call it a day on that one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the little unboxing setup. I know this is a longer video, but I figure might as well do it kind of real time here, showing you guys what it takes to get everything going. Literally the first time I took it out of the box. So all in all, that wasn't too bad. I'll probably try out some of the square courses. I'll be doing videos about that. It's nighttime here now. It's well, I say nighttime, it's pitch dark out, but it's 5:45. It's Friday. The square came, so I'm gonna go back over to the square range. I'll probably put some shoes on and see if that makes any difference. See if I can get up towards, if I feel like I hit some good, up towards my stock yardages. Probably pop back over to GSPro and maybe mess with the altitude a little bit. Again, I don't have any doubts necessarily that the unit is registering correctly. It seemed like all those were good. It's most likely me with the indoor swing syndrome and just possibly the way I'm hitting it. But either way, whether I need to adjust the altitude or whatever, I want to be able to hit the same club. Same thing with the Garmin. It took some experimenting with that. I just want to be able to hit the square and the Garmin, hit the same clubs I do on course in here. So whether it's maybe I'm only hitting it 10 yards less on all these shots, but if I was on course, maybe I'd be swinging a little more free versus inside or something like that. But I just want to be able to line things up. So if I take my 8-iron on course from like 160, 165, I want to be able to see that number somewhere in there with the 8-iron. But more experimenting to be done. Let me know any comments, questions, concerns down below. Again, I'm going to do chipping. I'm going to do eventually build up the courage to hit driver in here. Chipping, putting. Actually, I am curious. I don't know if this will even work on the range. I almost forgot. I was just so excited to hit shots. I forgot this thing did putting. Will this even register? Oh, it did. I mean, we're on the range, so it's not going anywhere. And that's pretty cool. So you guys can look forward to some more rounds where I'm actually putting This is my old putter before I got the Odyssey, but full sim golf now with putting. Got to figure out the alignment too. I don't love how, I mean, again, I'm constricted on space, especially with driver. Driver, I need to be all the way back here, so I need to have room without hitting these tarps and nets. I don't love how far I'm pushed over this way, so I'm kind of just using this very little portion of the screen. Kind of is what it is, but I'll probably work on changing the offset as well, so the straight line that I'm seeing on GSPro is more over to the right. There's still a bunch of things I got to do, and probably things that I haven't even thought about yet. I mean, hey, the putting works, so, and at least the protective cover works, so. All right, definitely wrapping this up now. So, like always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Really appreciate the support. Shout out to all the members. Really excited to be bringing some of the square content to you guys and then get back into the swing of things with some indoor sim golf here, playing actual rounds. But until next time, see you guys at the next course. Hey guys, I'm going to add this to the end. I know I just wrapped up the video, but after I finished that video, I went and got my yard work beater type of shoes, and I hit a bunch of balls. So I just wanted to come on. These past couple shots, probably the past 20, 30 shots, I just hit balls probably for a half an hour. These past like 20 or 30 shots have been literally spot on from what I would expect. So I'm back on the square range. I have the 10%, which may even be a little bit too much, honestly. Maybe 5% would be good, but I have the 10% distance ball added, and I figured out, one, the shoes were holding me back. Two, because I was just not used to the alignment, I did line it up further that way, so I wasn't starting the ball far enough right. So I'm just going to hit a couple shots, and I'll show you guys, like I'll call out what my stock yardages are, and I just hit pitching wedge, 9-iron, 8-iron, and 7-iron, and they were all spot on. Like, I was very impressed, so I was compelled to come on and add this to the end of it. So right now, just a pitching wedge. I mean, it may take me, if I shank a couple, it may take me a couple shots, but this is my pitching wedge. Usually I play it in the neighborhood of about 130, 135 total. So you'll see the number, the total, the two metrics on the bottom, I guess there's three. There's the carry, the run, and the total. But I'm just looking at the total over here. This should be on a decent strike, right in the neighborhood of about that. I hit one earlier. As soon as I turned the camera off, obviously I started hitting them better. But I hit one like 138, which even maybe a little bit too much. But yeah, the problem was definitely the shoes. Again, doing it on the fly, I didn't want to make any kind of conclusions, but considering I got this to work and I'm very impressive, these numbers that I'm getting so far, just the shoes and not starting it far enough right. So let's see here with this pitching wedge. Of course, and then that one is just thin and low, but like that one, for a pitching wedge, how thin I just hit that. I got 163 out of it, which honestly, again, maybe a little bit on the long side now that I have the shoes on, and I figured out kind of starting it further right, but that was really, really thin. A little bit toey there. That should be closer to the neighborhood, though, when we get on that. 127 on that one. Still getting used to it. I figured out, too, there's that green dot here on the unit, so I've just been moving the ball around until I see the green dot. Chunky. Maybe close to 130, though. We'll see. 123. Go figure. Turn the camera on. I was just flushing shots. Turn the camera on. Now I can't hit what I was trying to show you guys, but I'm going to get one to the 130s. I'm going to hit a couple 9-irons up into the 150s and a couple 8-irons. Maybe I'll hit a 7-iron, but hit a couple 7-irons upper 180s, which usually I play that 7-iron to anywhere between, usually right around 185. But go figure now. I turn this on and now I can't. All right, that was a better strike. That one should be all of about 130, 135. Yeah, 133, 134. So that's literally perfect. That's exactly what my pitching wedge is. And literally, I don't have to tweak anything. I'll have to probably, when I go back to GSPro, I haven't done that again yet, but that's exactly what I would expect at a halfway decent pitching wedge. And again, I mean, I worked out early. I've been hitting a bunch of shots, so I'm not exactly fresh. But we'll hit the 9-iron. This is going to turn into a really long video. That earlier section was long enough anyways, but I felt like I didn't want to end it on like, oh, this thing's a club short. This thing is actually, I'm very, very surprised. I mean, 134, that's exactly what I would expect. So 9 iron, usually play it to about 150, 155. And again, maybe even this 10%, maybe the 5%, because I'm not exactly fresh. Maybe the 5% may be actually better. Again, I have to test it. I literally just got it. But let's see here with the 9 iron. Should be in the neighborhood of about 150, 155. Decent strike. I don't know if I started enough right. 148. It's just so deceiving. It feels like I need to aim like to the right side of that screen. That was thin and heely. $139. A little bit chunky, but that may get to 150. 151, and that was still a little bit chunky. I think I hit 158 earlier with this 9. But I mean, that's for that type of shot, I am very happy with these numbers. That could be 155. 144, never mind. That felt like a decent strike. I did have music playing before, maybe that helped. Even that one, starting them too far left. I got to be more towards this side. 155 though, that's right on the money. 154 carry, rolled out a yard. 155.8 total. That's spot on for this 9 iron. That's exactly what I played to on course and also on GSPro with the R10. All right, 8 iron should be 160, 165, somewhere in there. Low. 166 though, that was a little bit thin. That's what I'm saying. Maybe this 10% is maybe even a little too much because I didn't feel like the best strike. That was toey. Maybe though, we'll see. Should be a little bit shorter. Yeah, 156. This thing, early impressions though, this thing is awesome. Oh, that's a shank. Just feels like, because I have to push myself so far this way, it feels like I'm so closed, which it may look like, I don't know, but it literally, I'm trying to like hit the ball like over this way, and I think before I was starting it too far left and without the shoes. A little bit chunky. 155. We'll get there. I'm not ending this video until I get my stock yardages. I'll hit the 7 iron after. Chunky again. 152. Oh, it felt like I compressed it a little bit better. What do we get on that? 166. Perfect. Right what I played to. All right. Hit a 7 iron into my 185 territory, and then I'll end this additional portion. Hopefully, again, I don't want to be. It was definitely me before. I didn't want to be too critical of like, oh, this thing's short and like typical. The average consumer gets it and they think they hit it further than they do. But I was like a club short. It must have been the shoes, and it must have been, again, not going that far. Next time I line it up, I'll probably line it up a little bit more towards the left, so then I can start it like here versus feeling like I have to hit it like over that way. But 7-iron, again, usually about 185 total. A little bit healy on that one, but it has a chance. 179, it's pretty close. I wouldn't be displeased with that on GSPro or on the course. A little bit low again. 180. I mean, that's right in the ballpark, though. Again, I'll get 185. Not that one. Not that one either. $170. Now it might be closer, but I think I pushed it too far to the right. 176. I think that spun up a little bit. $179. It's always something. Now fatigue's creeping in. Toey. 113 on the ball speed. $174. These are all believable though, because I still haven't felt like I hit one right out of the middle just yet. That one's not either. It's still Healy. Too much spin axis to the right. 182 though. Healy. It's windy out. You guys heard that? Oh, that was really chunky. Only 152 on that one. Well, I don't know if I have 185 in me anymore, but you guys saw the pitching wedge, 9-iron, 8-iron. We got into the 180s at least. One 7/8. Another one in the 180s. I want to see that 180, 185 number. All right, 180, but you get the idea. I keep swinging here all day, and I still may not be able to get that extra 5 yards, but you get the idea. Very, very impressed so far. I'm going to keep hitting shots, turn the music back on. Working up a sweat out here swinging this much, but yeah, I just wanted to amend that last section. So very impressed. I'm probably going to hit some more on the range here, try out some putting, and then go back to GSPro and see if I can get my probably done swinging some of these longer clubs. But I'll hit some pitching wedges and just try to get it into that 130 range. But there you have it. Very impressed. More videos to come. See you guys on the next one.